Just doing a little walk around with my 35mm to see how it works. You can see here the Python drive and the shaft log, and this morning I was doing some sanding in the steering bay. Oops, there's the shadow. That's almost ready for paint. I have to cap the stringers and both sides. This one needs tape, as well as behind that bulkhead needs fillets and tape. It just seems to go on forever. See if I can swing around and get a picture of the boat here. There's the motor, a little 55 horse. See how this thing works as a selfie cam. Check it out. I know it's not high resolution, it's only 640, whatever that means, but it has a fairly decent still image. I only paid $50 for it, got it off of a Facebook ad site, so we'll use it. As long as the audio is okay, it should be alright. I don't like using my iPhone, I always seem to get epoxy all over the screen and stuff, so let's see how this works. Hi folks, it's your intrepid boat builder again, back down here under the boat where I belong. Cleaned up my screw up from the other day, got it out of the way, proper part ordered, should be here this weekend, and I've pulled the prop shaft out of the basement. That's always a milestone when a major component comes out of the basement, goes into the boat shed, because it's not going back. So what I've done is I've set the prop shaft in the Python drive, and I have to measure it all up so that the prop shaft can be cut to the proper length. It was ordered oversized because I didn't know exactly what all of the dimensions for the drive line would be using the Python drive, so this seemed like the most foolproof way to do it. So I'm going to show you where I'm at right now. It's kind of tight in here, but I just had to set the wheel on it to see what it looked like. It's pretty cool. The stern bearing is just sitting there on the shaft. It's all measured out. The 4 inches of shaft that are sticking out of the stern bearing carrier are reserved for the spurs, which will go on, as well as the shaft sink. And that should give me about, I calculated, 9 inches of offset from the propeller shaft, which should be good, not cause any cavitation wear on the rudder, etc. So that's pretty cool. That's another little milestone. Building a boat like this is thousands of little milestones, and they all help keep the enthusiasm up. So now we're going to go up top and have a look at the other end. It's about 90 degrees in the boat shed today, so a little bit of noise coming from my neighbor's air conditioner in the background. Apologize for that. I've been at this rudder again. I think it was easier to fare the whole boat than it was to fare this rudder. Keep chasing low spots. What I'm going to do now is try and cut down the high spots and see if I can get closer. I really want to get this thing wrapped in carbon fiber and infused so it can be set in the boat and used to set up the rest of the steering gear. Going to do a little bit of sand insanity. So we get a couple little low spots, but I think I'm done with this side. I'll have to flip it and do the other. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. There's going to be 2 layers of heavy reinforcements go on, one in the carbon fiber, the other in the fiberglass. So there will be a final fairing of the exterior before it's painted. If you're going to build a boat using this method, you've got to be used to a lot of sanding, unless you want it to look like complete crap. But I don't know if you remember earlier, I spent one whole summer sanding the hull to get it fair, 4.5 months, mostly on the FlexiCats, and that was brutal. This is a boat that's being built by one person, and it's not, I bit off more than I could chew. So there you have it. I'm going to flip this over, make some more quick fair, and we'll be back with some more sand and sanity later. This is our 2-part quick fair. You've seen me mix this before. It's just like Bondo. It's measured by weight, so I use scales to control the ratio of hardener to resin. This stuff is really nice to work with. Smooth as silk when it's mixed. Easy to sand if you get it when it's relatively green. If you let it harden for a couple of days, it can be a bit of a bugger. But the stuff you saw me sand earlier, that was only about an hour and a half after I applied it. I was able to sand it. I think that's why it's called quick fair. So we're going to hit some of the low spots on this side, and that's all we're going to do. This is going to be the last coat. And I got a couple more small spots on the other side to do, and that'll be it. We'll be ready to wrap it and infuse it. There you have it. We'll let that set up, do a final sanding, and be ready to move on.